I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm pretty sure our next president will be Jeb Bush. Why? Because the Bush family are known. They're generational yes men. From Prescott Bush, which would be his great grandfather. No, his grandfather, I'm sorry. To H.W., his dad, to his older brother George, and to Jeb. These are known yes men. They had involvement in the Kennedy assassination, um, involvement in 9/11. There's too much on the line to let an unknown person become president. And the Democrats are completely off the table because we just had 8 years of a Democratic president who is a little different than the Republicans. Personally, I don't know why they trusted Obama so much over Hillary, but maybe he is CIA. Here's what you have to remember. We never, except for one time, and that was under the Reagan administration when we turned around and elected the same party back in. You know, we had 2 Reagan terms, and then we elected Bush, HW, for 1 term. Other than that, you go all the way to the 1950s. You had Eisenhower, Republican. You had Kennedy, LBJ, Democrat. You had Nixon and Ford, Republican. You had Carter, Democrat. And then, of course, as I said, you had the Reagan, Bush, and that was 12 years. But usually Americans get pretty pissed off every 8 years and vote out the old party and vote in the other party that screwed you over 8 years before that, because we have a 40-minute news cycle memory. So expect it. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be him. Watch him climb. We have a year to watch this unfold, and it's going to be truly amazing. And you will see the sheeple, the dumbed down, the stupid sheeple. They'll buy it because this is going to be Hollywood. This is going to be total Hollywood crap, what Bush is going to do. You're going to think he's walking on water and performing miracles or something. But he's going to be the one. There's too much on the line. Like I said, there's not only 9/11. The Bushes are in. And you get into the JFK, you got George Bush in the CIA. He's down there. He doesn't remember. It's like 9/11. I bet you anyone you can ask was adult in 2001, where they were when 9/11, and you would remember where you were when you seen what you seen or heard what you heard. The Kennedy assassination was like that, and you had George H.W. Bush. Doesn't remember where he was when that happened. So, and it's really when this country has gone off the tracks. And yeah, after the Nixon administration, Nixon was a protege of Prescott Bush, just look it up. It's Nixon became a congressman because of Prescott Bush. But I'm telling you, just watch it. It's going to happen. It's going to be Jeb. It's going to be the Bush family. I don't see any. First of all, it's not going to be a Democrat. I mean, they can lie all they want, and the uninformed can believe whatever they want. But deep down, we all know the economy is not as good as it was. It's not the 90s anymore, folks. And it's not going to be ever again until you make some realistic changes. And I'm not talking about fudgy numbers. You say unemployment's 5% till the cows come home, but and I know it's not 5%. We all know they don't count people after your extensions elapse. And there's another matrix you can look at. It's called the workforce participation rate, which measures, the Americans, adult Americans, working age Americans, who are actually in the workforce and who are not. And we are at the lowest level since the 1970s. And what's the importance of that? Well, when I was a kid in the 1970s, women didn't work. They stayed at home. Women started entering the workforce in the early 70s. And they didn't enter all at once. It took time, It was an incremental thing, like everything. We're the frogs, people. We're being boiled incrementally, slowly but surely. You just watch this Bush guy, Jeb. I didn't think so, because I didn't think we were ever going to have a president, Jeb, but I don't see anyone else. You can just throw the Democrats out the window. The economy is so bad. The world economy. I mean, I'm looking, and I called it. I said something. I said the economy was going to tank. It hasn't. Actually, is. It's just in slow motion. It's You have global trade just grinding to a halt. You can look at the Baltic Dry Index. That's at a 30-year low. That measures container ships taking stuff to port to be manufactured. Then there's the HARPEX. You can look at that. That's taking. I'm sorry. The Baltic is bulk. It's not container. It's bulk. It's just raw materials. The HARPEX is container ships, which is finished products. Both of them are. There's nothing moving, nothing going in, and nothing coming out of the factories. So, nothing. There's no consumption going on here in the United States. There's no manufacturing going on in China, and in the BRICS nations, you have zero mining production. There's zero demand. Look at all the commodities across the board. They're all taking. So, no, you're not going to see it. Bernie said no. Bernie will be on foreign policy. Something's going to happen, and you guys are going to need a strong guy, and you're not going to be looking to Bernie Sanders for your free goodies. Quit being a slave and voting for people that are going to save you. You're going to save yourself.